Hey everyone.
Hey guys, it's Mark Anthony here.
And Teresa, good to see you all. Welcome to our Facebook Live event this evening. It's going to be a great evening. And first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for your lovely feedback and hearing all the feedback about how much they're benefiting from the healing themselves as a group. And just to remember that coming together as a group really helps magnify the healing because of the group conscious intention to heal. So it's really, really great to hear all the wonderful feedback that we're hearing, how much people are benefiting from these evenings. So thank you so much, and we love doing them. So keep sending your questions. Tonight we'll probably just cover, maybe Mark's going to do a bit of a talk about moving forward, especially as these restrictions are lifting, and how we can move forward with purpose, with a bit of a vision. And I mean, so many people have had, with the COVID-19, as much as there was so much stress and tension for people, there was a lot of benefit from it. So how to move forward, taking those benefits forward with us, but also recognizing how to, overcome some challenges, because this has been such a great opportunity and a learning opportunity for many of us. So hand it over to you, Mark.
Oh, cool. Okay. So, look, it's great to be back in front of all of you guys, and it's great to be able to, share a bit of time with you all, because it really is a different time. It's something that we've never experienced before. It's opened our eyes to so many things. Just the way the government's been able to shut everything down and stuff like that. Like, that's a whole new awareness for me, and the way the whole world has actually, just put their borders up, like closed their borders, and just what's happening around the world is just really, let's just say, interesting. And it's something that none of us saw coming. Oh, I don't know, maybe Bill Gates saw it coming, apparently, but basically, it's just a situation that we've found ourselves in. It's nothing that, we've, intentionally created. Like, sure, it's part of our manifestation. It's, we're all creating our realities, and so collectively we wanted, maybe this time to just stop and take a moment and be able to reset our lives and refocus. But it's a situation that we've all found ourselves in collectively, and so, on some level there's got to be a positive in it, and that's what's really important, for all of us at the moment, is to be able to take the positives of this situation, to be able to see the real benefits, and just off the bat, there are so many benefits. It's like the earth, nature has had a moment to breathe. It's had, it hasn't been overwhelmed by everybody the way it normally is, and it's to a degree, it's actually giving back to the planet, this time out. And so, there's been a lot of positives, and it's about looking at those positives for yourself, but it's also about now being in a position where you can make the most of the changes that you've been through. You can make the most of this situation. So what is it moving forward that is really important to you? If you, I've been speaking to people, and some people have found that during this time it's been their most successful time ever, and then other people are struggling financially. So whatever situation you find yourself in, how moving forward are you going to create something different from this point on? So if something like this was to happen again, and it was to happen in, say, 2 years' time, what position would you like to be in? Financially, how would you like your finances to be? Set yourself up now, create the mindset now that you can set yourself up to that position where if something like this was to happen again, you'd be in a position where you are safe, you are secure, and it's not going to be a stress financially for you. You look at your relationships, and people, yeah, Teresa's saying that because she's sick of me being here. I've actually been here for 3 months, and she's ready for me to go. She's had enough. She keeps ringing up the government and asking them when they're going to open the borders.
That's not true. It's actually been really good to have you around. But for a lot of people, it's been very challenging, because they're forced to be together. Some people work from night to day, back, 7 days a week, and all of a sudden they're forced to be with their partners, and you know, challenges do happen. So it's interesting. So it has been very interesting speaking to a lot of people on how they're overcoming that. But for a lot of people as well, a lot of people have been able to grow with that, so it's been excellent from that perspective. Get to know each other a lot more because you've actually spent more time with each other, especially if you've been with each other for years, and then all of a sudden it's like we're forced to be with each other because, you know, because of the restrictions. But for other people, it's even been worse, where, you know, you hear about all of this domestic violence and things like that. So it's been quite sad for a lot of people. So definitely a lot of healing we still need to send around that area as well.
Yeah, so basically it's about you being able to recognize how you would like to create your life from this point. And so it's really important now, like, you know, as we're starting to see things open up a little bit. I mean, Australia's still, you know, the Queensland borders are still closed, and, you know, a lot of the interstate borders are still closed. But I know that in you know, overseas, like many of the European countries are opening their borders up to the European Union and the UK. And also what's happening there is they're bringing it in where, you know, in the next few weeks they'll be opening up to other countries as well. So there are really positive signs that are happening around the world. So what I'm saying to you is make the most of this time. You've had, like, you know, 3 months or whatever it is that you've been isolated. Make the most of it now. It doesn't matter if you've avoided doing things and avoided, you know, putting a plan in place and, you know, taking the appropriate action that you wanted to. It doesn't matter. Yesterday is history. All you got to do is focus on now moving forward. So, you know, make a list tonight of all the things that you would like to achieve before all of this finishes and before everything goes back to normal. Because you know what? If you're not happy with your circumstances right now, you don't want things to go back to normal. You actually want things to change. You want things to change in a way that is going to allow you to create the life that you desire. And that's where all of us are at this point. So that for every single one of us, there is something that we would like to change. There is something that we would like to have different in our lives, whether it's relationships, whether it's finances, whether it's health, whatever it may be. It's really important for you to start working out, okay, well, if time and money was not an issue for me, how would my life be? What would I be creating? And that's where you want to be starting now tonight, you know, getting into that mindset of, okay, well, what is the life that I'm choosing to create? And, you know, if you're struggling to pay off your credit card now, you know, having financial independence may be like, you know, a 10-year goal. But the thing is if you don't set it, you're never going to achieve it. So it's important to set that and realize that that's a long-term goal. And what happens is when you get started taking action towards achieving the little things. So you're going to have short-term, you're going to have medium-term, you're going to have long-term intentions. What happens is once you start taking action and moving towards achieving those shorter-term ones, the universe sees that you're serious. It sees that you're taking action and allows you to receive. And so what happens is it opens up greater opportunities. And then all of a sudden that intention that you thought was going to take you 10 years to achieve, you know, you may achieve it in, you know, 3 or 4 years or you know, maybe 6 months, whatever the case is. But what's going to happen is the universe is going to open up the possibilities for you. But it starts with you now. So it's really important to make the most of this opportunity that we have now. And allow yourself to, you know, just really become conscious of how you would like your life to be. You know, what is your ideal life? Because if you don't have that vision, if you don't have that idea, it's not going to happen. So it's important to get started. It's important to start now. And, you know, you look at your relationships. How would you like your relationships to be? You know, if you look at relationships and, you know, you hear a lot of, you know, relationships breaking up and you know, people having all sorts of issues in their relationships. But the truth is you pick that person because you love them. You know, nobody goes out with that person because they think, okay, well, this person's going to make me miserable, so I might as well, you know, get married to them. Nobody does that. So the thing is, there was something about that person that you really, really loved. And, you know, when you first get into that relationship, it's you know, it doesn't matter what they do, it's just so cute. You love it. Like, everything is awesome. If they burp, they fart, it's just so cute. And And then all of a sudden we get to a point where, you know, the sun stops shining out of their backside, and we're looking at that person and we're thinking, you know what, they squeeze the toothpaste in the middle again, you know, like, where's my baseball bat? Cancel that, right? But the thing is what happens is, all of a sudden, like, the littlest things start to stress us out, the littlest things start to annoy us about that person. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter what they do, it's personal. It's like they're intentionally trying to attack us. So it's, you know, when it comes to relationships, you can change any relationship. You can make any relationship that you desire to be the best relationship ever. But the thing is, if I want Teresa to respect me for, you know, I need to respect myself first. If I don't respect myself first, then she's not going to be able to respect me. And that's what it comes down into our relationships. If you would like your partner, if you would like somebody else to treat you in a certain way, to love you in a certain way, then you need to love yourself that way first. And that's the first step. And so at this time, like, such a, you know, interesting time in our lives, it's the best opportunity for you to be able to, you know, take the time out and recognize how you would like to be in your relationships, how you would like to be treated, and how you deserve to be treated, you know. So it's really important right now, because we have this opportunity. And so, you know, don't allow it to drag on anymore. Like, you know, take the time out tonight, you know, or it could be morning for you wherever you are in the world, but, you know, take the time out that you allow yourself, like, you know, it only take you like 10 minutes, really. If you get stuck into it, you get started, take 10 minutes, but I guarantee you, once you get started, you'll finish it in 10 minutes, but you will just continue adding to it. So you can allow yourself to keep going, but just know that you can always come back to it. You don't have to finish it all today, but you should get started today. If you get started today, then you're going to start getting a little bit excited about your life, and it'll begin to build. And then all you're doing is looking at taking action steps that are in front of you today. What actions can I take today that will help me get closer to achieving the life that I desire? Because, you know, you really deserve to have the life that you desire. And you know, it all happens one moment at a time. The only thing that you can ever control is this moment. So in this moment, if you can do something that helps you feel better about you, that makes a positive difference in the lives of the people around you, then you're going to find that is going to continue to grow, because you're constantly doing that. And your confidence is going to grow. You're going to feel so much better about yourself. Then what's going to happen is your consciousness rises. And so you're going to find that manifestations and good things will come to you a lot quicker than you ever imagined. So it all starts tonight. So please take the time out to make a list, at least, of how you would like you to be, how you would like your life to be, and just allow that list to grow. Like, you know, like when I'm manifesting things, like if I need to buy, you know, one of my children a birthday present, I write that down on my to-do list. Like, that's a manifestation. And then I cross that off. And you know what happens is you feel good when you cross things off. So even the little things that you put on your list, when you're crossing those things off, they're going to help you feel better about you. And that's what we're looking to do here, because human beings are habitual creatures. So every day what you're doing is you're taking a moment, and this moment right now is the only moment that you have. And so you do something that is going to help you get closer to achieving your dreams and visions. So it could even just be changing a negative thought to a positive thought. You know, having a vision of how you would like your life to be. That is doing something that is going to help you be better, because in this moment, if you choose a negative thought, then the next moment it's starting with that energy. So it's important to shift that. So doing little things like that is really important, right? But I think we need to get into these questions now, otherwise I'm going to be talking all night.
Okay, cool. So our first question, so it's from Catherine. She's struggling with a debt that she has to pay off for the last couple of years. She's been doing some belief work around it, and every time she gets started to pay some of it off, something happens and she has to spend money and start all over again. Do you have any suggestions regarding this? What are you picking up from that?
So the first thing that I would actually be doing there, Catherine, is I I would actually be working on myself about resenting the debt in the first place. So what's happening is you're making the money, you're generating the income to be able to, you know, or pay off that debt, but you keep manifesting something else to get in the way of it. And so obviously, like, what's happening there is there's a resentment towards that debt in the first place. As long as you keep resenting that debt, then you're going to keep it there, because your subconscious mind is protecting you from something. With resentments, it's always a protection mechanism. So what happens is, if you've got, maybe it was a negative situation that put you into that position where you found yourself in debt, right? So it could be something like, you were in a relationship and your partner needed some money and you lent them the money, and all of a sudden you've got this debt. And so there's a resentment, like you're resenting yourself for actually lending this person this money. So what happens is the subconscious creates this resentment, and the resentment stays there, and it runs in your mind 24/7 to remind you never again to put yourself in a position where you're going to, make a mistake like that. And so resentment is like a really, really strong way to keep you safe and protected. And so I would be saying that that's what's going on for you. So what I'd actually be doing is teaching you that it's safe to let go of resenting that debt, to teach you how to let go of resenting yourself for creating that debt in the first place, right? And then what we want to do is teach you how to allow yourself to joyfully pay off that debt, and to allow yourself to move forward from that debt, that it's actually possible for you to move forward from it. And just letting go of, believing that it's going to take you forever to clear that debt. So knowing that it's actually safe and possible for you to clear that debt quickly and easily. And the way you've got to start looking at it is every time you put a little bit of money towards paying off that debt, you've got to pat yourself on the back, let's say. So for example, if you have $100,000 debt and you put $1,000 onto that debt, right? Or you put $100 onto that debt, all of a sudden now it's under $100,000. So you need to appreciate yourself for that, right? So it could be like, buying yourself a cup of coffee, right? It could be, getting your nails done or something like that. So doing something small to you to appreciate yourself. Because what happens is, once you start seeing that debt going down, you start getting excited. And so you've got to start seeing it as a win, right? Because what's happened is, the amount of interest that you're paying on that loan is compounding, and that's creating a greater debt. So you're going to end up paying off a lot more than what the original debt is, right? So for example, if you've paid $100, then you write down that you've paid $100 and keep an accumulation of that. So even though the debt is going down the other way, just keep a note of how much you've actually paid. And that will help you to feel better about yourself, like to see that you've paid $100, you've paid $1,000, you've paid like $1,500 now, because the small amounts make a big difference over time. So when you're putting little bits of money into it, and just whenever you've got that extra little bit of money, just put it in there, and you're going to find that what happens is that debt will come down quicker than you ever thought. But a lot of the times what happens is we think we need to have all the money before we can pay it off, and that creates a greater stress for ourselves. So just know that if whatever money you do put towards it, put a sign somewhere in your house where it shows you that you've actually put that money there, and appreciating yourself for putting that money there, and you'll find that it actually makes you feel better about you. So let's just pull all those resentments, teach you that you can actually forgive yourself for creating that debt in the first place, and having that debt. And so what we want to do as well is just to teach you that it's actually safe for you to be debt free, what it feels like to be debt free, and that it's possible for you to be debt free. So if you guys would like to receive all those downloads, then just say yes, and happy days. Okay, cool. So who's next?
Okay, so the next question is from Eleanor. She has a client who has a child that has cancer, but after 3 sessions, she stopped coming. So she wants to help her and the child, but don't know what she should do. She's already paid for 5 sessions and said that the 4-year-old child, and she's advised that she's not going to charge the 4-year-old, so that'll be free, so paid sessions are for her, for the mother. But now she's always finding it inconvenient to make time for healing sessions for a child and for her. So she wants to know how she can handle that and overcome that.
Yeah, so hi Eleanor. I'm really excited about this question because I received your email and I was so excited to answer it by email, but I just knew it was going to be so beneficial for so many people here on these Facebook Lives. So I've really been holding off answering it for you. But the simple point is, and I mean this in a very loving way, is you are too attached to healing your client. And that's what the issue is here. The thing is whether a client comes back to you or not, it's none of your business. It's their choice. But you're desperate to heal this person. And so what you've got is you've got an attachment to this person having an issue. You've got an attachment to this person having an illness, and you've got an attachment to you having to heal that person. And so that's really important for you to release, because as a practitioner, the best thing that you can do for your clients is be detached from the healing. So for example, if I was to do a healing on somebody and a day later I'm ringing that person up and I'm asking them, oh, how did you go? How was the healing? For me to ring that person up and ask them how the healing went is proof that I don't believe that the healing has taken place. Right? Because if I need to ring my client up and ask them how they went after the healing, then I don't believe the healing's happened because I'm doubting it. Right? But when you have absolute faith that you've done that healing on that person and that person has healed, you don't need to ring them. You don't need to know, because you know it's taken care of. The Creator's done the healing. The Creator's the healer always, not us. And so you're too attached to the healing. And so unconsciously what can happen is say for example, I have to heal my wife. Then what happens is my wife has to have an issue. Because if I have a belief system that I have to heal my wife and she's healthy and there's nothing wrong with her, then my belief system that I have to heal her is useless. And so that's going to create an unconscious stress. So in order for my belief system to be fulfilled, she needs to have an issue in order for me to heal her. Right? And so it's the other way around as well too, because everybody who comes into your life is a gift, right? So she's got a belief system that she needs her husband to heal her. And so our beliefs are playing out for each other, right? So what's really important is to know that, okay, if I'm feeling that way with my clients, if I'm feeling like, I need them to come for the healing because they've paid for it, then what's happening is I don't believe the healing has taken place. So I need more time with this person. I need to do more work on them.
Yeah,
right?
maybe the first healing took place and they healed in the first session a great deal.
So to give you an example, I worked with a guy a number of years ago in Western Australia, and we worked on his career issues. He rings me up. He said, I'm changing jobs. I've got to leave the job that I'm in now, and I'm going, looking for a new job. I'm really scared about this situation. So we did a healing on that. I never heard from this guy again until about a year later. A year later, I get a phone call from this guy, and he rings me up and he says, oh, look, Mark, I need to do a healing on this. I'm actually, going for a promotion and I'm looking to change the work that I'm doing. And so we start the healing, and as we get started, he goes, oh, before we start, he goes, I just want to let you know that last year or a year ago, whenever it was that we did that healing, he said, I never told you, but at that time, I had a serious addiction to alcohol. And he said to me, after that session, I never touched another drop of alcohol. And so what happened was we healed we were working on his emotional issues in relation to his work, and unconsciously that actually healed his alcohol addiction. And so I never rang him back to see how he went. I just let it go, because when I do a healing, I know the Creator's the healer. I don't need to be checking in on that person to see whether healing's happened. I know that the Creator has done the healing, and that person is going to get everything that they need from that healing, right? You know, even to the point where, you know, in the past I've had people come for a healing, and you know, I had one particular guy who was hilarious, and I could see that he just wasn't interested in, you know, receiving any healing or anything like that. He was just really negative. And I said to him, I said, look, you know, I'm just getting like a really funny vibe from you. Like, you know, like you're obviously not into this sort of stuff. Why are you here? And he said to me, he goes, well, my wife said to me that if we're going to stay together, then I have to come and see you. Right? And I said to him, I go, well, do you believe in any of this stuff? He said, no, I don't. I think it's all rubbish. And I said, okay, well, why did you actually come? And he said, because she gave me that ultimatum. And I said to him, well, you know, the worst thing that can happen to you is absolutely nothing. Or you can just leave now. And he said, okay, well, he sat there and he wanted to prove that it didn't work. And you know, he went home and he told his partner, I got nothing out of it. So the thing is everybody who comes to you is going to get exactly what they need, right? But not all people are like that, because I had another guy who came and he was exactly the same. I intuitively went in to do a healing on him, and all I see is his brick wall. And I honestly thought, oh my goodness, my intuition is really bad today. And so what I said to him, I said, look, to be honest with you, I'm just seeing like a barrier there. Are you comfortable with this process? And he said to me, no. He goes, look, to be honest with you, only reason why I'm here is because my wife forced me to come. His girlfriend. And I said to him, okay, we've got two options. One, you can leave and I won't charge you a cent. And number two, you can stay here, we can do the healing, and the worst thing that's going to happen to you is absolutely nothing. You're going to get absolutely nothing out of it. And he said to me, he said, well, I can't leave because she's out the front waiting for me. I said to her, we do have a back set of stairs, and you know, I wouldn't tell her, right? But basically, he stayed, and he actually had an amazing healing, because he let go of his attachment to needing to prove it wrong. He let go of his attachment to needing to get something out of it. All of a sudden, he allowed himself to relax and thought, okay, well, I've got nothing to lose. And he had a great healing. So everybody who comes to you is going to get what they need. But as long as you've got that attachment to needing them to come back for that extra healing, then you're the one who is putting in that negative energy in there, and you could actually be helping keep that condition in place. So if a person has paid you for 5 sessions and they only came for 3, then what you need to be looking at is, okay, well, my service was obviously worth more than the price that I was setting for it, because they were happy to pay me more for that session because they got everything they needed from it. As long as you're chasing that person, trying to fit in a time, then what you're telling that person is that you're desperate to heal them because you don't believe the healing has taken place. And so you begin pushing that person away. So it's really important as practitioners in any industry that you allow yourself to be, you know, to hold your space and know that you are important, and the thing that you're doing, the things that you're doing to help people are really important, and they are really making a difference. So it's very, very important for all of us to know that if somebody comes to us for a healing, the Creator is the healer, and they're going to get everything that they need out of that healing. And you just butt out. If that person doesn't come back, then so be it. The Creator is obviously given you a pay rise in that moment. And it's really important just to be able to let go of that, let go of the attachment. So, you know, there's a few things that I'd be working on there is being able to detach from my clients, right? And the other thing that I'd be working on is being able to value myself higher, being able to recognize that that I have a greater value than what I believe. And so being able to, you know, raise my consciousness in what I'm worth. So what we're going to do there is we're going to do those downloads. We're going to teach you how to allow your clients to heal, teach you how to let go of needing your clients to heal, teach you how to live without being addicted to healing your clients, teach you how to live without, you know, being addicted to having clients come back to you. You know, the best clients are often the ones that don't come back because they have their healing and you never hear from them again, like that one that I mentioned, like a year later. And a lot of the people that have had really amazing healings, I've never heard from them again because they've healed and they've kept going. They don't look back. And that's one of the key things when it comes to, you know, amazing healings. When you've had an amazing healing, you don't look back. You're not interested in the past. You're just moving forward. And so, so the other thing that we want to do is teach you that you can be detached from the healings, teach you that you can be detached from your own expectations of the healing. So you can allow the Creator to heal. You allow yourself to be the witness of the healings, right? And what we also want to do is teach you how to allow yourself to have a higher value of yourself, teach you how to allow yourself to appreciate who you are and the difference that you make in other people's lives, knowing how to recognize that you are special, that you are important. And the other thing too is we want to teach you how to live without being needy of your clients. So the thing is, if you've got 100 clients trying to book into 40 appointments that you have in a month, then you're not going to be worried about that one person who isn't coming back. You're not going to be chasing that person. So what you need to be doing is you need to be expanding your consciousness in the amount of clients that you can have, because obviously if you've got that much time to sit there and need that person to come back, then you're not busy enough. And so what we want to do is just allow you to have a greater number of clients. Know that you have enough energy to heal double the amount of clients that you're seeing at the moment, that it's safe and possible for you to increase the amount of clients that you're having at the moment. So let's just change those for everyone. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Next.
Okay, so this is from Vianna. So basically, when I pick up something on a family member or a friend, I start to give them some intuitive information about themselves without them asking for it, as I want to help them out. But then I feel like a jerk and stupid when they don't believe it or laugh at me. Is that an issue with me being overconfident, or am I not meant to help them at that point in time? Just confusing, as sometimes I feel I'm guided to tell them the information, but not sure what it is. So she just wants to know, get a bit of advice on what she should do in that situation. Should she be giving that information out to them, or she should be withholding?
Okay, so Vianna, greetings by the way. I say this with love. Mind your own business, right? Look, the truth is, if somebody was coming up to me saying, oh, you know, I'm just out of the blue, out of random, and saying to me, oh, you know, I'm picking up that you've got, you know, responsibility issues and you should be doing this and you should be doing that, you know, I would not take that nicely, right? You know, that to me feels like a bit of an invasion of privacy. So the thing is, if you're getting intuitive messages about the people around you, the people that you care about, and they're not open to you, like for example, if you know, if Teresa's, I mean, myself and Teresa, we're open to receiving healings from each other, right? Like, so, you know, she might say to me, oh, you know, Mark, I've got this issue going on. Can you just tune in and change whatever you need to? And to the extent that I have permission, I will just identify beliefs and change them. And if there's something that she needs to be aware of, then the Creator will tell me and I'll tell her. Otherwise, I don't even tell her what I'm changing. As long as, you know, I'm not, you know, downloading that she loves cutting the grass, or, you know, that she loves cleaning the swimming pool or something. You know, as long as it's not something that's going against her free will, it's not going to be an issue. So there are some people that you can do that with. So in your relationship, you may be able to do that with your partner. But when you're doing it with random people that you know, like it may be your parents, it may be, you know, children or something like that, if you're not open to that sort of like if they're not open to that sort of energy healing, it can be really intrusive, and they can be seeing it like, they can be mistaking it as like an attack coming from you. And so you really need to be careful with that sort of stuff. And personally, what I would be doing is if I'm getting a message about somebody that I know, that I care about, and it's telling me something that I need to heal for that person, then what I would do, if they're not open to receiving that message, if they're not open to hearing that message, then all I do is I actually work on me. How does it make me feel that I care about this person so much? I know what it is that I can heal, like use to help them heal. I'm getting these messages about what they need in relation to healing. How does it make me feel that they're not open to it? So all I'm doing is I'm bringing it back to me. So I'm getting these intuitive messages, but I'm allowing myself to receive the healing. So the thing to understand is that you're the one who is getting the message. So you're the one who has the gift out of that message that is coming in. If that person is not open to hearing it or receiving it, then you're the one who's going to get the benefit from it. So if they're open to it, they'll be able to benefit from that message. But if they're not open to it, then you're the one who's, is going to get that gift. And look, realistically, like say it's a sibling, and you go through and you change those beliefs on yourself, that healing will probably filter through to them anyway. But what I would be doing first up is just working on me. How does it make me feel that I'm getting all these messages for these people around me that I care about, that I could heal, and they're not open to it, or whatever the situation is. So really what I'd be doing is minding my own business. I'd just be, okay, well, what is it for me that I can heal for myself from this situation, from this message that is coming in? And that's really important. It's really important for all of us, because like you don't want to be pushing other people's boundaries. You don't want to be, feeling or making other people around you feel like uncomfortable, because if they're sitting there and they're thinking, well, is this person reading me now? Are they like tuning into what I'm thinking? That makes them really uncomfortable, and that's the sort of thing that happens with that situation. So what I'd be doing is allowing yourself to get messages for people who are ready to heal, allowing yourself to get messages for people that are actually ready to heal now, and the people that are open to receiving healings from you, right? The other thing that I'd actually be doing is using it as an opportunity to have gratitude for your intuition, right? Because like the thing is, it's a gift to have that intuition and to be able to be reading, your intuitive messages and stuff. Use that as a positive for yourself. Like, have appreciation that you are getting those messages. Have appreciation that you have, great intuition. But the other thing is, being able to focus it in areas that are going to be more of a benefit to you. Right, so I'd actually be looking at, like, why is it that it's so important for me to be getting messages for everybody else? Why is it that I'm focused on everybody else? So what is it in me that I'm trying to hide from? What is it that I'm not allowing myself to see? What is it that I'm avoiding healing in my life at this point in time? And so that's the sort of thing that I'd be looking at, because oftentimes, it's so much easier to see what's going on with everybody else, and it's easy to avoid, what's going on there for those other people. But like, if they're not open to it, they're not open to it. So it's really important to butt out of it and just release your detachment towards needing to heal those people. So let's just teach you how to do that, how to release your detachment. Let's just teach you how to allow yourself to get intuitive messages that are actually going to be beneficial to you and the people around you. So allowing yourself to get intuitive messages for yourself, allowing yourself to recognize what it is in you that you can heal, and allowing yourself to see the gift for yourself in all the intuitive messages that you receive. Right, so let's just change all of those for everybody. Okay, cool. So what's next?
Okay, so I've got a question here from Marianne. Thanks very much, Marianne, as well, for the feedback. Really lovely feedback, so I'm glad you're enjoying it, these Facebook Lives. So her question is regarding her hubby who does FIFO.
Fly in, fly out.
Yeah, I know that. And went away, I can't sleep. She's very negative. She's scared, worried, something is going to happen, and how can she change that? So when her hubby is home, she sleeps much, much better. So there's a lot of anxiety around him flying in and flying out.
Yeah, look, the anxiety is not about him flying in and flying out. The anxiety is about, like, you know, believing that you need a man in the house to be safe, right? So it's all about you needing to be with a man, needing a man with you in order to know that you're safe. And so what we want to do there is what we want to do there is to be able to teach you that you are always safe and protected, that the Creator is your is your safety and your protection, right? That when I used to travel, what I would do is energetically, like especially in the early days when the kids were a lot younger, what I used to do is energetically I would spiritually bilocate. So I would make sure that my energy was there with Teresa and the kids when, you know, they were asleep, so at night time, so they'd feel my presence in the house, right? Now, I'm not sure if your husband is open to this sort of stuff, but, like, you know, then what you can do is just allow yourself to feel that your husband is always with you, whether he's physically there or not. And what you're going to find is you're going to find yourself feeling a whole lot better. But the other thing that I would actually do is I would set up protections around your house as well. So one of the things that you can do is just, you know, Creator, it's requested that, you know, to protect my house, make it impervious to negative energies, make it impervious to negative people, make it impervious to people with negative intentions, make it impervious to thieves, you know, vandals, or, you know, those sorts of things, and whatever else is important to you, and just surround the whole house and the whole property. So if you have like a property where you have your house and you have land around it as well, I would secure that all the way around the whole perimeter of the property. If you're in a unit, for example, then I would still be doing the same thing. So your ceilings, your walls, your floor, I would make sure that the whole unit, the whole exterior of unit, anything that adjoins somebody else's unit, and anything else that is open, so like windows, doors, etc., that all of it is safe and protected. So it's all impervious to those negative energies. And a really funny story. I actually did that for my mum. I put protection around her house, and I made it impervious to negative energy and negative people and people with negative intentions. And you know, a couple of weeks later, I was just having a chat with her, and she's like, you know what? It's really funny because this particular friend doesn't come and visit me anymore. And she was like, I don't understand why. And I said, I understand exactly why. But it's amazing how powerful it will be. So, but the key beliefs there are believing that you need to have a man in your life, or you need to have a man physically around you to be safe and protected. So what we want to do is teach you how to live without needing that. So knowing that you can allow your husband to be there and feel safe and protected, but just knowing that the Creator is your protection and that you are always safe and protected, right? So let's just download those for you, for everybody who would like them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, so that's all we've got time for tonight, but we've got 2 healing requests. First of all, Marcella, so she's going through Marcella. She's going through a settlement, a divorce settlement, and the sale of a house over consent healing, so she gets the best possible outcome. And also for Diane, if we can send her some unconditional love. I hope everything's all going, you know, everything's okay. But yeah, so Diane Masri.
Okay, cool. And Barbara as well, we'll send her some more healing.
Okay, and anyone else who needs healing and To all our major leaders who are making major decisions around the world, send them healing to the planet, so we can continue to raise the energy so that there's more love on the planet and more peace on the planet.
Yeah, and so this sort of situation never happens again as well. Look, the other thing that, I just want you to take out of tonight is just remember that every moment of your life is precious. Every moment of your life is important. So, whatever you're going through at the moment, whatever the experiences that you're happening, just be sure to remember that you are amazing, that you are really important, and that you do make a difference. Right? So your prayers, you may think that, my prayers don't make that much difference, but you know what? Our prayers do make a lot of difference. Our prayers, when they're, combined with everybody else who's praying around the world and who's sending positive intentions to, the particular outcomes that we're looking for, you do make a huge difference. And not only that, even if you've just got a family, if you and your partner and your children, if you're making a positive difference in their lives, then what they're going to do is they're going to transfer that with their interactions with the people that they're with. Mm-hmm. And before you know it, you've actually touched, hundreds and thousands of people's lives just by making a difference in your own circle of influence. So you are really important. You are very special, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to send unconditional love. So I'll talk you up into a theta state. So when it comes with theta healing, what we do is we go up into a theta state, and then we verbalize a command. Well, we don't actually verbalize it. I'm going to verbalize it for you guys. So you repeat it to yourself after me. And so we're going to send you, we're going to send your families, we're going to send everybody that we mentioned, and anybody else that we're aware of who can do with the healing. And that's it.
Yep, that's it.
Cool. Okay. So what we're going to do on our next one, because your homework, guys, is to make a list of what you would like to create in your lives. So our next Facebook Live, we're going to do a manifestation. Right? Okay. So if you just close your eyes, visualize energy coming up from the center of the earth, coming up through your feet, and up out of the top of your head as a beautiful ball of light. See yourself in that ball of light. And then just see yourself moving straight up past the universe, going up through all those white lights, going up through the jelly-like substance. It has all the different colors of the rainbow. You may see different shapes. And as we move through that, we'll come up into a sparkly white light, like a pearl. Feel every cell in your body becoming one with that pure unconditional love. So now, Creator, it is requested to fill every cell of my body, my family's bodies, everybody watching this webinar and their families. Diane, Marcella, Barbara, our other friend in Colombia, and anybody else, or all the world leaders, especially the governors in Australia, like the premiers in Australia, so that they're able to open the borders. And especially everything that's going on with the protesting that's happening around the world, and allow us and everybody to know that every life is precious, that it doesn't matter who it is, it's not right to treat anybody in a negative way. And so that every single person on this planet is special, and every single person deserves the pure unconditional love of the Creator. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. So allow yourself to witness that unconditional love filling every cell in your body, and everybody else that we mentioned. So just know that you don't force them to take it in, but just allow them, if they choose to receive it. It's their free will. Okay, and then just take your awareness back up into that pearl iridescent white light. Allow yourself to feel centered and grounded. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes. So guys, it's been a real pleasure to be able to spend this time with you. It's been a real pleasure to be able to, share the precious moments of our lives and the precious moments of your lives together. And, just remember, you are amazing. You are really important. You make a huge difference on this planet. And, you are constantly making a huge difference. So remember that, next week when we do, or whenever it is that we do our next live, we're going to be doing a manifestation. So you guys, better get busy and start making your lists of
absolutely
how you would like your life to be.
Awesome manifesting meditation we'll do next time for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. See you all very soon.
Bye.
Bye.